Whoa, this is all kinds of awful.
Hey guys, this is going to be a bit of a semi-political rant, so if you don't want to listen to it, just join me tomorrow. I promise it'll be something a lot more user-friendly. But if you want to just hear my heart about something, So there's been a lot of stuff that's been happening this week. I mean, there was a Trump speech that happened today that everybody was upset about. But I don't want to talk about that. But I do want to talk about one person this week, PewDiePie.
Hello, my name is Felix Schellberg, but you probably know me as PewDiePie.
Now, who is PewDiePie? Well, he is the most subscribed user on YouTube with 53 million subscribers. Now, why he's in the news this week is basically because the Wall Street Journal was basically reporting that he was making anti-Semitic comments in his videos, or anti-Semitic jokes in his videos.
So, Wall Street Journal, a well-known, respected news outlet, posted that I, during the past 6 months, have made 9 videos that have anti-Semitic messaging in it. I heard about this before the story came out, and I thought this is absurd.
Now, the actual incident involved had to do with the website Fiverr, where PewDiePie went onto the website and to see how far he could push these guys in Sri Lanka to basically write a message and film a video for him for $5. He basically sent them a message and told them to write it out and to put it into a video. And this was the resulting video.
What? What's with the Christmas? I like the editing.
Subscribe to Keemstar.
It's a very, very bad taste video, but it was just trying to prove the point, how much you could get away with by paying these guys $5. And well, he got this.
So basically they went to the biggest brands that I work with, Disney and YouTube, and they pushed them to the corner and said, hey, what do you think about this? Hate? Look at this, this is bad. Obviously cornering them, forcing them to sever their ties with me.
So the backstory here is that PewDiePie is part of the Makers Network, which is part of Disney. And so the Wall Street Journal saw this video and took the video to Disney and said, hey, do you sure you want to be part of this? And Disney promptly basically dropped Felix, and so wrote an article about it here. And after that, YouTube Red cancelled the 2nd season of his paid TV show. Since then, the guys in the Fiverr video got their account suspended. They have since issued an apology saying that they had no idea what the message meant because they're Sri Lankans and English is not their first language. So PewDiePie basically gave them some money and was trying to get their Fiverr account reinstated and said it was all his fault basically. Felix goes on and says like he's sorry for the video, like he said it just went too far. He'll basically remember that in future, that he just pushed the boundary too far. If you watch any of his videos, he's not a bad guy. He's not a hate guy. He's just a comedian who's just trying to make funny jokes. The video that he made on Fiverr is in really bad taste, but it wasn't really anything other than to prove a point that these guys would do anything for $5. Like literally anything for $5.
They used another video where I joke that the YouTube Heroes program is seen basically like a Nazi scheme, where I look at a Hitler speech, and they use that as proof that I'm a Nazi or anti-Semite. I'm not kidding. They used even me pointing my arm like this. Technically, they can use this as evidence as well, because that's what they did. I'm not joking. The Wall Street Journal did this.
It's kind of crazy, but I feel like the media is constantly doing this, where they're taking things out of context to sensationalize the story for their own means. And I feel like that's in everything that we do at the moment, which is crazy. What I've been seeing recently in the news is that a lot of news outlets are basically selling whatever they can in their headlines for you to click on it. It's basically clickbait titles. Even the stuff that I was reporting yesterday about the GTA 5 thing, when you kind of look at how they deconstructed the story, they were pointing out to one incident that happened in 2002 where a man basically ran over an officer because of apparently need for speed to support the story that they were talking about. But if you read the story, it actually talks about how the man who was driving the car, the reason why he hit the officer is because the officer was putting the spikes down and then swerved and hit the man to try and avoid the spikes. I actually don't think the game had any influence on him running over the cop. I think it was just him trying to get out of the way, and unfortunately for the officer, he was in the way when the car went through. But that kind of sensationalism isn't kind of new, I guess, in the news, but it seems to be more rampant in the news at the moment. And I feel like there's so much more to every headline than they put down on paper, and there's so much more to every story than they put down, and it's becoming more and more evident that news outlets are just giving opinion pieces rather than giving factual information. And even then, some of these facts are not even correct. So who do you believe? Well, I don't know either. I don't know the answer to that. I feel like the general rule is that if any news article is sensationalizing anything, if they're using a lot of hyperbole in their sentences, if they're declaring that things are coming to an end or somebody is Hitler, just be wary of it, be skeptical of it. Because to be honest, guys, why are we buying into the hyperbole? Why are we buying into sensationalism? It's just making you feel miserable about your life. And I feel like we could all do better than this. We don't have to buy into the hype. Let's just make decisions for ourselves, and let's decide that maybe the news is actually telling us the world is a much worse place than it actually is. Anyway, guys, this is my 2 cents. I'm sorry this has been really ranty, but I hope you understand where my heart's coming from. I want us all to live happy, peaceful lives, and I feel like the news is kind of not doing that for us. Anyway, I'll see you guys tomorrow.